Why does creative pitching matter in the context of building a strategic narrative? I would like to take a moment to connect those two concepts together so that you see the value if you are interested in being a better pitcher of your ideas. So building a strategic narrative, if you have watched some of my other videos or if you have read my book, is about building a system of stories that helps you mobilize people to a new opportunity, right? And creative pitching is about being able to throw an idea and see people run with that idea and mobilize them and really make them collaborators of your thinking system. It's really about turning an audience into participants, which is one of the fundamental reasons why you would want to build a strategic narrative. So I'm bringing this up because in the recent days, I've been talking more and more about creative pitching. I just recorded an online course about creative pitching. I will be putting the link below this video so you can check it out. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because when you practice creative pitching, the playful art of sharing an idea in multiple ways and in multiple situations with multiple channels, what you are doing is that you're getting more and more conscious of all the different facets of that idea, and you're getting more and more conscious about all the different ways you can say the same thing. Yes, creative pitching is not about saying 1,000 things. It's about saying one thing 1,000 different ways, one thing 1,000 creative different ways together. And this really matters in the context of you rallying and mobilizing people because one, people need repetition. Number two, people need new ways to hear the same thing. And number three, if you do this over and over, you're going to build confidence in the way you literally build trust, attract people, sell your company, sell your product, attract investors to your mission, onboard the right employees, and serve the right people that you're supposed to serve. So if you are considering building a strategic narrative that is really magnetizing, and that is really this energy field that people will won't be able to really to ignore, one of the things I recommend is practicing the art of creative pitching. And for a couple of reasons. One, creative pitching is really about helping you distill your point to the most essential, persuasive common denominator. It's the most persuasive essence of your point. So you will get better at inviting people to your cause. You will be more compelling. You will be more persuasive in a more human and genuine way. So that's the number one reason. And the second reason is about creating alignment. Why do I say this? It's because exercising creative pitching is good for you at the individual level, but when you practice it at the collective level, what happens is that you can test if your team is aligned. What do I mean by this? Very practically, I'm going to take an example. I have in my course a form of creative pitching that I call the one-word pitch. And the one-word pitch is very simple. If you could say only one word about your company, your project, your idea, your product, what would that be? And so if you do that exercise with your team and you see that all of the words that people pick individually have barely any connections between each other after you've really commented and discussed why they picked those words, well, there could be a couple of conclusions. One, well, your team is really misaligned, and people think about your organizations in really radically different ways. So that could be a problem, because if your team is misaligned, then everybody is pushing in different direction. You will lose a lot of energy. You will lose a lot of time. You will leak money. You will leak profit, and you're not going to have a very big impact. Another way to interpret this is that if your team comes up with very different words to define what your company is about, it could be that they're actually starting to think about it in more creative ways that you haven't heard before. And so it's time to actually maybe start, rallying them and having conversations about the purpose of the company. So it's not negative, it's not positive, it's not one or the other, it could be both. But I invite you to really test with your team how aligned they are through the art of creative pitching, through the playful practice of sharing an idea multiple ways in multiple situations. I hope this helps and I wish you well. And as always, if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts or comments or need clarification about the concept of creative pitching and the practice of building a strategic narrative, well, you know where to find me. Email me, put a comment below this video. Thank you so much.